Gamers! Now that our medieval city is mostly completed, it's time to start another project, transforming a lake into a fishing village. Now I have so many awesome ideas for how I want it to look, so let's honestly just get started. Alright, so first... Hello? What the hell? Oh, see you later, buddy. Okay, so for step one, we of course need to find a suitable location. I'm basically just looking for a decently sized lake that is preferably rounded and close to our base. Now, I know there is this big river that runs alongside our base here, so I might just follow this until we find a nice area. And yeah, so I'm pretty much just gonna have a bit of a scout around, and I'll check back in with you guys once I've found a spot. Okay, so after quite a bit of scouting, I've ended up just coming back to this spot right here, which is thankfully right next to our existing village. Now, I know it's not really meeting any of the criteria that I said before. It's not a lake and it's not rounded, or it actually does meet one of the criteria, that being it is very close to our area already. But yeah, to get this the way I want it, we're gonna have to do quite a bit of terraforming. I want to come in and just remove all of this dirt that's pretty much where I've just outlined. So yeah, I might end up just actually leaving this as a river, and I'll add the town. I don't even know, to be honest. I kind of screws up all of my plans that I had. So yeah, we'll just kind of have to do it as we go. And so yeah, now I'm just going to start landscaping and taking away all of this dirt, so let's get started. Okay, and there we go. There's our terraformed area all done. And so now with that done, it's time for step two, which is going to be gathering all of the resources we need to, of course, build our village. So we're going to be needing pretty much mostly oh my god, what the hell? Oh, no, I don't feel like doing a raid. Go away, brother. I'm just gonna try and ignore those guys and pretend that didn't happen. And so just before we start harvesting wood, I think it's finally time to upgrade this area. Okay, so I'm thinking for our upgraded tree harvesting area, let's add it into this spot over here. And of course, there is more raiders down here, man. What are they doing? Okay, well, yeah, never mind. We're not gonna go down there because I don't feel like doing a raid right now because I don't have a lot of time. So instead, let's maybe add it to this area right here. It's pretty flat already, so yeah, it should work pretty well, and it's really close to our base as well. I might just flatten off a little bit of the area here. Firstly, I want to mark out where we're going to be adding our trees in, and I want 4 in total now instead of having like 3 or 2. All right, and so now I'm just going to mark out pretty much where I want the trees to be, which is going to be these blocks here, and then I'll leave a gap of, I don't know, like 5 between them, maybe a little more. And now for the next 2, let's just make them over this way, just like that. Hell yeah. Now I'm going to clear out a bit of a bigger area around these, and these little gaps here is where we're going to be adding in our hoppers that are going to collect all of the saplings and extra wood and stuff that drops off the trees. That way I don't have to, like, you know, like hang around and wait for all the saplings to drop and stuff. So I can just harvest the logs and pretty much leave whenever I want. Okay, and I've also added in these little areas here, of course, for the chests. So let's place all of those in. And then for the hoppers, we're of course just going to be placing in pretty much everything in here and just making sure that all of the hoppers basically point in towards the chest. Now, I feel like I definitely do not have enough hoppers here. Probably only even going to have enough just for this one, unfortunately. But yeah, that's the general idea. Now we can go ahead and plant our saplings on here, grow the tree. Once we harvest it, all the stuff will fall into the hoppers and into the chest. And yeah, so I'm pretty much out of wood for chests for the hoppers. So yeah, I'm just gonna harvest this tree a couple of times and I'll be back in a second. Okay, and there we go. There's all of the hoppers added in and all of our trees as well. And the last thing that I just want to quickly do is pretty much replace all of the ground in the middle here, and also just one layer around this with some spruce slabs, because why not? It'll make it look a little bit nicer at least. Okay, and there we go. That's looking pretty nice. And now with our upgraded area, I'm pretty much just going to be now harvesting a whole bunch of trees because we're going to be needing a whole bunch of wood for our village. So let's go ahead and get started right now. Alright, now, with all of the stuff obtained, it's finally time to start step 3, which is actually creating the village. So firstly, I'm going to set up a little bit of a workstation here, just to offload all my extra crap. And so, starting off, I want to lay out the entire, like, length of the dock here, because I do have an idea in mind on how I want this to look. So let's start it off right here, and then it's pretty much just going to line the entire edge here of the thingamajig, of the actual land here. And I want this dock to be pretty big, so I think we're going to go 5 blocks wide here with pillars on the ends like so. And yeah, so now I'm pretty much just going to line this entire area here with the dock designs. And yeah, I'm just going to do that as a time lapse real quick. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, and there is the base of pretty much all of the docks that I want to add into this area. You may have also noticed that all of this was raised up by one. Yes, I went through the arduous task of frickin' removing everything that I placed and then placing it up one higher, just because I feel like it looks a lot nicer having a step down into this like secondary area. And oh my god, of course it starts raining. Right, well, it's time for another building in the rain with disruptive segment. And yeah, so that pretty much leads into the first builds that I want to create. And so these are going to pretty much just be some like trading stalls that are going to be on stilts in the water. Let's just go ahead and, I don't know, just slap the first one in right here. Why not? So these are going to be pretty small because we obviously do not have a lot of room in here. So maybe just like 5x5 little buildings here. Well, actually, it looks like it's getting pretty dark. I wonder if I can sleep. Yes. All right. Building in the rain with disruptive segment is now over. Okay, so now let's raise these pillars up just a little bit. I don't want them to be too tall, so maybe just like 3 blocks past the surface of the dock here. And now for these buildings, I'm wanting to do a completely different style to the already existing village we've done, just to keep it nice and fresh and different. So for the walls for this, we're gonna actually be doing a textured pattern of stripped oak logs and then also just like regular oak planks. I feel like it fits in with the like kind of beachside or like a dock vibe pretty well. And yeah, so now let's of course go ahead and grab a bunch of oak stairs and slabs and just some other random stuff as well. Just give me a second here. Okay, so starting off the roof, let's head over to this side over here and just start adding in the trim like so. Might need to crack out the old scaffolding here, and yeah, let's continue adding the roof. And I've already messed it up. Oh my god. How did I already manage that? Okay, there we go. That's how it should be. And yeah, so there we go. There's the trim of the roof. We're going to repeat this on the opposite side, of course. And we're also just going to connect them up as well using some oak planks and oak stairs. And yeah, so just give me a second and I'll get this done right now. Okay, and there we go. There's the roof done. I did originally have oak stairs here, but I feel like it looks a little bit nicer just having slabs instead. And that way we have like the trim kind of poking above the actual roof. And I feel like it looks kind of nice. All right, now as for the front here, let's just continue adding in our same wall design. And then I want to have kind of like a tabletop like selling stall station here, I guess. I don't really know how else to explain it. And also as for this area as well, maybe yeah, let's actually extend it out a little bit like this, and that way we can have kind of like stock on this platform or something. Let me actually make a couple of barrels and chests. Give me a second here. So yeah, let's actually replace this block here with a pillar like so, and then let's just add in a couple of random blocks like some barrels, some chests, maybe even an extinguished campfire here, and also maybe a lantern on top of this barrel as well. Bang, there we go. Hell yeah, that looks kind of cool. I feel like it might need maybe another chest right there. Yes, that looks good. Okay, now back to this front area here. Let's go ahead and add in our trapdoor here. This is kind of like our entrance in. We also have obviously another entrance here as well, but actually yeah, that's kind of weird. Let's get rid of that and just make it entirely stairs across here. Maybe even make the stairs curved at the sides just to give it a little bit more like visual interest, I guess. And then up here, let's add in a bunch of fence gates, and then let's add a fence here with a lantern hanging down from that as well. And hell yeah, that's a nice little looking stall right there. Obviously lacking some interior detail. Let's actually just whack in some random blocks in here just to add in a little bit of detail. And I also want to fill in these little gaps here just because it looks kind of weird having those open. There we go. Okay, and I actually feel like this kind of looks weird now. So let's actually fill this in just on the sides like that, and we'll add in our upside down stair block like so. And then let's actually go ahead and make some doors as well and slap that on just like that. There we go. And actually I feel like this lantern here might look a bit better on the log instead of on the barrel, just because it kind of matches the rest of the logs having the lanterns on like so. And yeah, there we go. There's our first little dockside base done. Well, it's not really a base, it's more like a trading stall. And yeah, so now I'm pretty much just going to repeat this similar kind of design, not exact, but pretty similar. And we'll just maybe add in another one here, maybe like a bit of a longer one. And then I want to add some alongside this dock as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that as a time lapse right now. Okay, and now with all of our dockside little buildings added in here, it's time to start adding some extra decorations to our main dock here that lines the entire like edge of the river here. And so the main thing that I'm wanting to be adding is just a whole bunch of like trading stall kind of table things, I guess. I don't really know how else to explain it, but yeah, they're just kind of tables that have random decorations on them to look like trading stalls. So I've got a whole bunch of flower pots and different kinds of flowers, so we can chuck some of them in like so. And yeah, I don't know exactly like what these are actually selling, buckling. Yeah, but it's just pretty much there for the decoration, obviously. So yeah, there's the first example of like a little bit of a trading stall kind of thing. And now we're just going to pretty much scatter these across the entire area. So let's maybe chuck in another one here. And let's have another one that's a little bit longer. And actually, instead of just having entirely logs here, let's add some spruce slabs in between and then cap it off with another log on the end. And let's strip those as well, of course. Now on this one, let's maybe add like a wooden button and then maybe also like a cornflower in this one. And then over here, let's place a campfire and extinguish it, of course, and maybe just like a couple of buttons. This one can maybe be like a wood stall. I don't know, to be honest. Then over in this section over here, let's, of course, once again, add some more. Let's kind of stagger them a little bit as well, so they're kind of like, you know, not exactly in line with each other. Then I'm going to place a bed on top of this one, so I can actually sleep. Gotcha, guys. You really thought I was going to put a bed on there, didn't ya? Okay, cut that out. That was absolutely cringe. What the hell am I doing? And in this one, let's maybe take out one of these blocks here and add in a freaking cartography table. Why not? Then over on this one, let's just have like a whole bunch of flower pots. Let's do an azalea, a flowering azalea beside it, and then let's do a poppy and a dandelion. Hell yeah, that looks pretty nice. Now over here, let's of course add in another one. This time, let's have like maybe a cauldron on the end of this, and then maybe a wooden button and a stone button as well. Let's actually orient this button a little bit differently. There we go. That looks kind of cool. Then let's have another stall over here, of course. Maybe in this one, let's add a composter in the middle. Actually, I feel like this would look a little bit better having the composter on the end. And then let's place the stripped logs in like so. Let's actually just do 3. And then on these, let's place some flower pots with some more flowers. Hell yeah. And I mean, you guys pretty much get the idea at this point, you know, just random stuff here. Let's maybe add a barrel on this one. Then over here, let's have like maybe a chest. Let's actually change these ones to be facing that way, and let's leave them unstripped. Why the hell not? And yeah, so I'm pretty much just going to continue this. I'll add in maybe a couple more over on this side, and yeah, just give me a second and I'll get that done right now. All right, and there we go. There's the tables all done. I also went ahead and just added a bunch of lanterns on top of the tables as well, just to brighten up the area and just, you know, add a little extra decoration to them. And yeah, so that pretty much does it for the entire top of the dock area here. Now I want to go to some places where we have our little entrances, if I can find it. There we go. And I want to add like a little bit of a step here, because right now it's just, you know, you got to jump up here. It's a little bit annoying. So I just want to add a little super simple step like this, and maybe in front of it, let's also add in some spruce trapdoors as well, kind of like how we've done over here. Then over here, let's maybe add in another one. Might as well. I'm not going to add trapdoors to that one this time, just because I feel like it's going to look a little bit weird if it isn't completely straight like that one. Now let's maybe add another one over here, and for the last one, right over here. Bang, there we go. Okay, now what I want to do is add some more houses that pretty much line the entire area around the dock. These are of course going to be on the land here instead of like, you know, over the water. So I might need to clear out a little bit more of the dirt here, and I'll kind of do that as I go, because I do want to build the first house here. Okay, so for the first building, let's just place in the outline blocks, and this might be a little bit too close. Let's actually move it back a couple of blocks. Here we go, and then let's extend it out that way and then out this way as well. I still might be a little bit too close, but oh well, should be right. Now I'm going to raise these ones up by 3 blocks, and then these back 4, we're going to go up another 3 blocks. Okay, and now for this side of the building here, let's go ahead and add in our roof design, and this is of course going to be pretty much exactly the same as the roof that we've already added over there. And I was thinking maybe for these houses that are going to be actually on the land, let's maybe add like a bit of a stone like trim at the very top in the middle of the roofs here. Let's actually go back and see if this looks kind of cool, because I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird. I don't know, man. Let me turn it to daytime and let's have a look. Yeah, I think it's just too many different blocks for the roof. We've got oak, spruce, and then stone. I think it's just a little bit too much. Oh my god, and the guys are back. Look at them, man. God damn it. I don't want to have to deal with these pricks, man. So yeah, let's just leave it kind of normal. It was a decent idea. I do want these houses to look different, the ones that are actually on the land. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to go about doing that yet, but we might figure it out as we go. And yeah, now I'm going to go ahead and add in the roof for this one up here. Okay, and there we go. There's our roofs added in. Now for this area here, let's add in some stone slabs like so, and then let's start adding in our walls too. And this area here is going to be kind of like the balcony for this like exit that's going to be up here, if that makes any sense. And then right here, we're going to add some oak fence gates like so. And then let's also add in some oak stairs. And this is kind of like a trading front area, I guess. Then just to cap off this area, let's maybe place some spruce trapdoors around like so, just so it doesn't look so kind of weird. And then let's add some oak slabs in for the roof here, if I can place them. God damn it, man. Okay, and yeah, that's looking pretty cool. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in all of the walls here, and then we'll also add the door in here as well. So just give me a second, and we'll do that right now. All right, and there we go. There's the first house all done. Obviously, the interior is not done, so let's quickly add in a bit of a floor here. Okay, there we go. There's the floor all done. Now let's also maybe add in like a staircase up over to the top floor here. Bang, there we go. Let's also fill in this weird gap here, and also over here. Oh, and there's even more gaps down here. Jesus Christ, man, what am I doing? Okay, and then as for the details, let's maybe chuck in a flower. Oh, Jesus Christ, okay, I did not mean to do that. Let's, yeah, chuck in a flower pot right there. For the inside little shop area, let's maybe add in a barrel and a chest over here. Let's maybe add one underneath the stairs as well. And then let's just fill up the rest of the spots here with some stripped oak logs like so. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. Actually, that looks kind of weird now. Let's just fill it entirely with stripped oak logs. There we go. Now over in this corner, let's maybe add in another barrel and a chest. Maybe chuck in another flower pot over here with an azure blue in there. And then as for this balcony, let's maybe add in another chest and another goddamn bloody barrel right there with a flower pot and, you know, maybe an azalea in this one. There we go. Hell yeah, all done. And yeah, so there we go. There's our first house. And yeah, so I'm pretty much just going to be doing the rest of the houses in a time lapse because, you know, they're in the same kind of style. I might change up the shape quite a bit, but yeah, it's pretty much just going to be the exact same thing, just a different shape. So let's get started doing that right now. Alright, and there we go. There is the village now fully complete. I also just went around and added in a whole bunch of grass using some bone meal, of course. So now it doesn't look so weird, and we got like a bunch, probably a little bit too much grass actually. I might need to trim this up a little. But yeah, there's our entire fishing village completed. And yeah, I'm actually very happy with the way this turned out, and I feel like it looks pretty cool. And so yeah, that pretty much does it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.